Okay. We were talking about trees too close to the house. We were talking about that weird area over there. Let's talk about wood mulch. Okay, termites don't show up in North Texas, okay, on new construction if the house was built the way it was supposed to be done, and the builder has termite baits in the yard, and he's also got general pest control in the walls. So I think we got a pretty good head start here. What I'm saying is that after about 7 or 8 years, termites might, be showing up. And where are they going to show up? I don't know. What's wood mulch? Dead wood. Oh. Where do termites live? In the ground. Oh. What do they eat? Dead wood. Oh. What's wood mulch? Dead wood on the ground next to your house. It's called a clue. It's called a clue. Now we have a monolithic pour. One pour did it. Slab foundation. Post-tension. Cable slab foundation. Now there's a couple different types. I don't know which type. There's not a notice posted in the garage or on the front door that it's claiming that it's a Post-Tension Institute approved. I don't see that metal. Then we gone and we put a parge coat over it. Parge coat's kind of like cake frosting. That's decorative. All right, so it covers all the uglies and the boo-boos. And just because this is cracked doesn't mean your foundation is cracked, and just because it's not cracked doesn't mean your foundation is not cracked. Now, over time, the physical characteristics between the slab foundation and the parge coat, voids will start being created as they heat and cool and move at different rates. And those voids, a lot of times, termites will take advantage of those spaces to enter into your home undetected. So it's actually a conducive condition for the nature of the animal, because the animal is blind. They don't want to be seen. They can't see. They don't want to be seen. Okay, through the millenniums, they've developed into very intuitional characters. Okay, we got brick. We have some cut stone. Brick is very porous. Okay, it's a great building material. This home could burn down. You could reuse the bricks, build another house. Alright? It's a great insulator. And it's pretty darn much, for the most part, it's maintenance free unless you go paint it or something. But it is porous. When the lawn sprinkler system hits it, that's when the rain hits it, the storms hit it. These are called weep holes. We have them over the garage. Okay, we have them over the windows. Those are called weep holes. Most of the time, the only thing that's going to come out of here, the only thing that you're going to not see that's going to be coming out of here is vapor. If you have an event, I've seen a couple. I hope you don't. It'll happen. But if an event should occur, and you have more water than usual, then water will weep out of these. The idea is that I was looking for a sample around here, but when this home was built with wood frames for the termites to eat, okay, there's a vapor barrier behind here, so any water gets through the brick, goes vapor barrier, weep holes. Do not cover those up. Like you've got an ant problem or something. It needs to be dealt with in a different fashion than covering those up. Those are on purpose. Those are on purpose. This little hole right here should be sealed. Remember, brick is porous enough. Doesn't need any help. It looks like it actually was sealed at one time. It needs to be resealed. This right here is called a control joint. A control joint. Some people call them expansion joints. Call them what you will. Okay, but you can't have this much brick in North Texas and not get some movement. We're an expansive clay soil. So this is just like the lines in the street. You see the lines in the street? We expect the street to move. We don't want it cracking all up and everything, having to repave the street. We don't want the brick cracking up and everything, having to repoint the brick. This is called a control joint or an expansion joint. Call it what you will. This is for the water heater. This is the safety pan and the T&P drain line. Those are fine. This pipe is for your HVAC evaporator coil. Okay? And that's your secondary drain line. The primary drains into the sewer. If water's leaking in front of this window, that's why they put it in front of the window. If water's leaking in front of this window, then you know that you got a problem. Call the air conditioning guy. Because if that clogs up, where else is it going to go? It's going to go through your ceiling. Got vinyl frame, double pane, single sash windows with UV tint on them. Very nice. I would like to comment on the drainage over here, but I can't, because I would have to make observations from the other side of the fence. But this should be monitored. Okay? There's a difference between drainage and evaporation. And this is all supposed to drain out. And I can't bring my whiskey stick out here. So you're going to watch this. If this is a marsh full of mosquitoes and West Nile disease, your builder needs to be made aware of that. Perforated patio, I checked that already. Well, we went longer than the first video. Oh, here is the weather sensor. That'll be in a future video. In fact, I can see the water right there. Okay. I'm going to investigate this a little closer. There's your weather sensor. Moving on along, we got water at the back of the house. Now this siding. Alright. The windows, they're supposed to have Z-bar flashing over them. And then the horizontal casement, I get it, we're right up against the edge. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Listen to me talk. I wouldn't worry about that too much. I'm a pretty good home inspector. Don't worry about that. Okay, but it should have Z-bar flashing up there, which again wouldn't concern me as much as we do not have Z-bar flashing over the window fenestrations. Then, coming along, that's buttered up pretty good. But anytime you have the butt ends, Mr. Hardy Plank, maybe Hardy Plank Jr. by now, he thinks we should have paper behind there. We should have flashing behind the butt joints. They make that up. Coming on along. We got 2 walls without redoing this. We're still going. It says record. There it goes. This is the fresh air induction for the HVAC system, because this is a tight house with tight windows and tight doors, and hopefully a tight attic. Okay. In some parts of the country, they don't like to see screens in there because they can freeze up and starve your furnace in the coldest day of the year. But we don't have that kind of cold days. That would take. We have birds here, and here in North Texas, we want screens on our fresh air induction vents. And over here, between the vertical casement and you got the fascia